obsessed with his books, his teachings. And so for all his course, I wouldn't ask any questions. I will attend on. Right? As long as Adam conduct, I will attend. I'm that kind of student. Right? And I was given this opportunity to partner with Adam to run, when I was given this opportunity to run this professional training course with AKLTG, which is a company run by Adam, right? I was very honored. And to date, I already conducted Xspy for more than 4 years already, right? More than 4 years in Singapore. And we have a very big community of almost about 600 students, right, in Singapore. So it was as a trader, it's a full-time role. It's not a part-time role. Okay, it's not a part-time role. And there's no basic pay, right? There's no basic pay. It's basically how much you make minus some trading fee, right, cost. Then the company will split half with you. So you really must know your game well. Your trading skills must be there in order to make money. We collect our paycheck once every quarter. So you cannot. If you never make money, right, you will eat grass one. And you understand? It's not like if you lose money, you will still get basic pay. No. Lose money is on your own, and you just have to make the money back, or you just have to perform for the next quarter. Okay, so but it's a good thing because it tests you as a trader to hunt for the profits, like a hunter in the jungle alone, right? To hunt for the profits on an individual account. And that's where I pick up a lot of skills, very good skills that helps me along the way in my trading career. So I professionally traded short-term and swing trading, right? Short-term and swing trading in futures, forex, US stocks, and cryptocurrency. So I will say that the strategy used applies to multi-assets, any kind of asset class, right? US stocks, Hong Kong stocks, Singapore stocks, Malaysian Bursa stocks, which I'll share with some examples as well. As long as they move, right? As long as I see them move, there's price patterns, structures, we can trade them. So I have the experience trading in products in these different exchanges like SGX, CME, Nasdaq, ICE, and so on, and many more. Okay, so this is really what I do professionally as a proprietary trader before as well. And this is actually a dinosaur photo that I want to share with you guys, right? This is actually a dinosaur photo. I would say dinosaur because it happened. This photo was taken almost 10 years ago, right? Almost 10 years ago when I first joined the trading desk. So as you have imagined, there is a lot of screens, right? It's a place where there's multiple screens for professional traders. Okay. So this is the trophy that I received when I achieved the top trader award from the company. So I'm not a trophy person. Okay, I'm not into trophies, or collecting trophies and so on. What's most important to me as a trader and to traders is really the P&L, how much you make, right? How much you make in the desk, right? But during that time, my boss wanted to give something tangible because he said that every day we are looking at things that are not tangible, right? That's the P&L, green or red, right? That's trading. So he wanted to give something as a tangible recognition, and I keep it until today as a form of memory. Okay, so I'm very glad that I still keep all these things, right, to serve as a memory. And this is a photo of me and the trading desk. So I still remember I took this photo. In fact, this is like the one, or I think a few photos that I took selfie of myself. I took this because last time I have a ex-girlfriend, right? Ex lady, right? I don't know whether your boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife asks you to do this, right? To take a selfie of yourself, right? Every now and then. So this was during the time when I took a selfie of myself. I'm glad I did because I don't have a lot of such selfie before, right? So this is just to show that my time in the trading desk when I was trading there. Okay, I hope I look the same, right? Maybe the hairstyle, the same, right? Okay, many years ago already. So this is my home setup. Okay, so I still have my 5-screen monitor, but I can share with you guys more than 99% of the time I'm trading through my laptop. Just one screen. So what's the difference when you have multiple screen and only just one screen? When you have multiple screen, right, you can just put your S&P, Dow Jones, Nasdaq chart, crude oil chart, Facebook chart, Apple chart, Euro, dollar, yen, everything there, and you can just eyeball. But if you have just one screen, you just have to change the symbol. Just change the symbol. Okay, but how you trade is still here, understand? It's still the skill here. I understand. You can have 20 screen, but you still lose money, even more malu, right? Correct. So, but I can tell you, right, a misconception people have is that to be professional trader, you need to have multiple screen. It's not that. You can trade professionally like me, like now. When I trade, I would say that it's also at the professional level. I only use my laptop, right? And I prefer to use it when I'm watching Netflix, TV, right? At my sofa, and just use my laptop to trade. Okay. So anyone can be a professional trader with a home setup. Okay. And this to share with you, right, basically what has happened in the current market at the moment, right? This is the S&P 500. Okay. So we all know that, right? The S&P 500 over here, right? Okay. Has basically, back in March and April, it has crashed about 34%. Okay, because of the COVID-19 crash, the market has since recovered. And I was telling my students that, right, when the market, there's a signs of this is what we call a bear trap. There was signs of a bear trap. That's why the market went down in the last few months, but now the market is recovering back up. Okay, I didn't screen capture the recent price movement, but if you look at the chart now, it has moved back up towards the 3,400 level. Okay, so I'm expecting the market to continue upwards as well. Okay, so back in 2019, right? Back in 2019, right, you can see that, right? Okay, it was in late 2018 to 2019, right? You can see that the market was in a bull run, right? A lot of buyers in the stock market, but because of the COVID-19 situation, right, the market actually tanked, right? And I knew that a lot of people panic sell at the bottom, right? Especially around 2,200 to 2,400 price level, right? A lot of retailers, right, because of the COVID-19 bad news, right, and the fear and the panic, they just sold right at the bottom, right? And that's when I see that I can tell from the chart that a lot of these, basically the market makers or the big boys out there, right, that's controlling the markets is actually buying against them. Is actually buying into the market against the retailers. Okay, and we use the term, right? Basically, the big boys are accumulating. They are accumulating, means when the retailers are selling, they are buying into the market. And that's when me and my students, we bought in very heavily at the bottom. At the bottom here, around below $2,400, 2,400 points in the S&P as well. By the way, the S&P 500 is the overall index, right, of the US market, right? It shows the health of the US market, which is very linked to the global market as well. Okay, so we are very fortunate that a lot of the big positions, I went in very big as well. I make a lot of money. In fact, my portfolio is up more than 80% year to date because of all the positions that I took at the bottom. Okay, and really make a lot of money. Even the S&P right now is only, I think, up about 10%, but I'm really up about 80%. Okay. And this is not something new, right? In fact, the market maker has done this the big boys has done this many times, right? Let's say back in 2018, right? You can see that before that, there was a bull run, right? There's a lot of buyers in the market thinking that the market will continue to go up. But instead, the market actually went down, right? Over here because of the China trade war news. Right, back in 2018, late 2018, 2019, there's a lot of China trade war news. And a lot of traders actually let go of their position at the bottom because of fear and the panic as well. And that's also when I can see that the big boys are accumulating their positions against the retailers by causing the panic. And what happened next was that in early 2019 onwards, right, the market rallied big time. And I made a lot of money in 2019 as well because of this. And it happens every now and then, I can tell you that. Okay? The manipulation that the market makers does happens every now and then. This is a very, very layman overview of how manipulation takes place in the market. Right? Of course, in Xspy, we have our main strategies, right, to look at how the big boys push the price up and push the price down. We call it accumulation or distribution. So in Xspy, we have our 8 main Xspy strategies. Okay. And this is something that I want to share with you, right, by a legendary trader called Jesse Livermore. He's a top trader in the 1920s, but no longer with us anymore. But he wrote a book that in his book, there's a quote that still resonates with us today. In fact, this is the foundation of what we do in Xspy. This is the foundation, okay, of what we do in Xspy Trader. Okay, so he mentioned that stock market is never obvious. If the stock market is obvious, it's designed to fool most people most of the time. Understand? So whenever the stock price become obvious to the majority of the public, guess what will happen? The stock price will turn. Because the market is designed to fool most people most of the time, right? Same thing with when everyone panic sell at the bottom. This is usually with the time when the market is designed to fool most people as well. And this is something that is the foundation of what we do in Xspy as we decipher and trade the market manipulation. Okay? And it's something that I want to share with you, right? I have many emails from people asking me, right? Is there going to be another crash, or there's another crisis, or am I too late? Okay, so the thing is this, guys, you need to know that, okay, for those of you who are elder than me, like my parents, my dad, my mom generation, who is called the Merdeka generation, right? You probably have been through the 1997 Asian financial crisis, the dot-com bubble burst, the subprime mortgage crisis, and so on. And all these crises the interval is about 10 to 12 years apart. And currently, right now, we have the COVID-19 crisis. Okay, we have the COVID-19 crisis. And you realize that the bull market usually lasts about 8 to 10 years. Okay? And yes, I can tell you now, guys, based on what I look at the chart, it's very, very unlikely that we're going to crash back to the March or April low. Okay? Markets can still sell down, but as I told my students as well, and I told many people as well, that my friends, my family members as well, that the market, even if there's a sell down, it's going to be a retracement in the uptrend, which means to say it's going to be like this: sell down, then up, sell down, then up, sell down, then up. It will continue upwards, right? The bull run is still intact right now, okay? And we are in the first year of the bull market. We're in the first year of the bull market, which means to say there's going to be another 8 to 10 more years of bull run. So if you think that you're late, you probably would have missed the next 8 to 10 years. No. So even if you miss, let's say, the March or April bottom, right, you need to be aware that there's another 8 more years of bull run that's going to be out there. And you don't want to miss this. I can tell you, right, because of the massive manipulation that happens in the last 4 to 5 years, right, the stock market is is prepared, right, by the big boys to rally up big time very strongly in the next couple of years. Right? Okay, so prepare yourself for the bull market. Like me, like my students, we are preparing ourselves for the next bull market heavily as well, right, to make our money. Okay, and grab this crisis recovery. We're no longer in the crisis, but we're in the crisis recovery mode. It happens around 10 to 12 years. If you miss this, you're going to wait another 10 to 12 years. How many 10 years do we have in our life, right? So make full use of it since it's already here, and because we met each other today as well, right? And this to show you, right, actually, back in March, April, right, when a lot of people is very bearish, when there's a lot of people who are very bearish, right, a lot of people thought that traders will lose money or things like that. But I want to share with you is this, right? In times of high volatility or market crisis, and that's when professional traders like myself and many others, my students, we do very well, okay? And this is actually a chat that I share with Adam and Bang. So we have our own chat group in WhatsApp group. So we share our expertise every now and then. So Adam is very good in investment and trading. So I learned a lot from him. And Adam is really my buddy and a very good friend. And over these years, not just I learned things from him in investment or trading, as a person, he helped me to become a better person as well. And even Bang, right, I've learned a lot about options. Bang is one of the top option trader I've ever met. Okay, Bang is one of the top option trader I've ever met. So I learned a lot from them, even though we trade different asset class at times. Okay, so this is when I share with Bang and Adam that, right, against the panic, right, my portfolio during that time, right, in just 1 month has increased about more than 100,000 USD. Okay, this is my actual live account, guys. This is my actual live account. Okay, And people ask, right, oh, it could be just 1 month, a one-hit wonder, just 1 month. Okay, but let me share with you, I've been doing this every other years, every year onwards. Okay. And year to date, let me share with you. All right, year to date. Actually, year to date, my portfolio is really up to about 480 plus $1,000 USD, and it's really up about 80% already. Okay, as compared to the S&P 500. So as professional trader or investor, we always benchmark ourselves with the index, the S&P 500 performance, right? The S&P 500, I think, is up about 10% this year, right? 10 to 15% this year. So I'm outperforming the index by 5 times, 7 times, 8 times. Okay, and that's considered not bad, okay, a performance. Okay, not bad a performance, and I'm making about more than 200 over 1,000 plus many of my other positions. It adds up to almost 500,000. Okay, just this year so far. I still have another 2 more months to go. Okay, and I'm sharing with you this not to impress you, but to impress upon you, right? Okay, that it can be done, right, even with a small account. And I have many students who have done this in percentage terms. And you should be looking for such return as well as a trader. You're not an investor. If you're an investor, you'll be happy with 20-30% this year as compared to the index. But as a professional trader, we want to outperform at least 2 or 3 times. And I can tell you that's how you build wealth. That's how you grow your wealth, right? Because if you are investing, you need a big capital because you only expect it to grow 10-20% a year. So if you have a smaller capital, is much more urgent or important to grow it first, right? Makes sense. If you invest, let's say using even if you invest using a 30-50,000, you don't really see much impact on your performance, right? You really need to hold 10-20 years. Okay, I'm not saying impossible. You have to wait 10-20 years to see real gains in the portfolio. But at the start, if you want to build your pot, right, it's a skill. You need that trading skill to build it first, then you invest it. I also invest as well. Okay, I also do some investment as well. But I can tell you, all the performance here, I really realized the profits, 90% of the profits has already been realized. Okay, so before I go into the market manipulation like demand supply, right, let me share with you some background about this, how manipulation and the pitfalls, pinpoints of aspiring trader. Okay. Trader always gets stopped out before price move in their direction. Okay, so this is very common. In fact, I experienced this when I was a junior new trader. So a lot of traders, when they buy, right, they long or they buy. Okay, and then they put their stop loss here, right? Okay, of course, when you buy, you expect the price to go up. Makes sense? You expect the price to go up. Let's say this is the target, right? But the price did go up. Then after that, almost going up. Then after that, start to drop. Then he will ask you a question. Do you want to get out? Then you say no. Then you drop further. Do you want to get out? Then after that, you say no. Then after that, you go back up. Okay, now I give you one last chance to get out, break even. Then you still say no. Then after that, drop. Ding. You know, the worst thing about cutting is it's not about cutting, no. Okay, the worst thing about cutting is not about cutting. I always tell people, right. The worst thing about cutting is, right, the moment you cut, right, the thing go back up, ding, and hit your target. Right. I can tell you that it has got to do with something to do with manipulation in the market. Right, it has something to do with manipulation in the market. And when this keep happening, traders become revengeful and they start to doubt themselves as well. Okay, they start to doubt themselves as well. And then this is something that I'm guilty of, right? Traders keep wanting to find the holy grail indicators, right? But I can tell you, for those of you who have experienced trading with technical analysis, momentum indicators, you will know what I mean. The more momentum indicators you have, the more subjective your analysis will be on. You understand what I mean? Okay. At one point in time, I have like MACD, RSI, stochastic, CCI, trend lines, channels. I memorized the 50, 60 candlestick patterns. Then when I look at the chart, I confuse which one to use. Okay, because they always come into conflict. And hence your performance becomes very subjective. And that's the reason why we focus on pure price action. Pure price action, because this is allow us to see exactly where the market makers or the big boys are buying or selling. to give us an edge when we trade, a high probability trade setup when we trade. Many traders lose money in the market not knowing why they lose it. So this is something very sad about. Okay, very sad. Okay, a lot of people lose money, but they do not know why. Okay, if you're watching this webinar and a lot of traders out there, right? The reason why you trade is because you want to make money. But instead of making money, they lost a lot of their money, and yet they do not know why they lose it because of the manipulation that happens without their knowledge. Frustration sets in. Many people gave up along the way. Okay, a lot of people gave up along the way because of this. Because of the lack of understanding of how manipulation, market makers, big boys manipulate, push the prices. Right? And when I was in the trading desk, I have the opportunity to meet exchange members, senior traders, brokers, prime brokers. And there's one thing that we all agree upon is this, right? The big boys are happy that majority of the retailers do not know the truth about trading the markets. Okay, majority of retailers do not know the real truth, how manipulation takes place in the market. Okay, so I'm going to share with you some insights on, in fact, some secrets on how the manipulation takes place, right? To give you a clue, perspective on change your way of paradigm, you're thinking about the market, and then and teach you how manipulation takes place. Okay, so I believe you hear me keep saying using this term, guys. This term called big boys, right? Big boys, and also market maker, right? So whether you call them, right, whether you call this group, these people who move the prices in the market, big boys, insider, dark forces, anything you can call them. The correct term is this. The correct technical term is called market maker. Okay, we call them the correct name is called the other market maker. Means they make the market, they move the prices. Okay, so who are the market makers? Okay, so let me explain in a layman terms. Okay, let me explain, guys, in a layman form. Okay, so basically, market makers, okay, are just like your money changer, right? I believe that now we are having a lockdown, right? We are having a lockdown now. I think this afternoon the government announced that there could be, you can travel to Hong Kong, right, soon. Okay, how many of you are going to travel to Hong Kong soon, right? So I believe a lot of people go travel, and then of course you go travel, you need to change money, right? Okay, you need to change money. Okay, so let's say we are able to travel. Let's say after the lockdown, you're going to travel to Bangkok or something. Okay, so let's say you go to a money changer, and let's say Arcade. Where else do you change money? Arcade, People's Park, right? Then you want to exchange your Sing dollar for the Hong Kong dollar, or the Sing dollar for the baht to go. But lose this thing called a spread. Make sense? Because the money changer don't do this service for free, right? They don't do this service for free, right? They are there to allow you to get your foreign currency right at a price. Make sense? So it's the same thing as what the market maker does in the market. So this is an example, right, of my UBKN account. Of this buy volume and sell volume over here are placed by the market maker. Okay, less than 10% is placed by people like you and me. Okay, so when you're buying or selling, right, more than 90% of the time, right, you're going to buy onto the market maker. There's more than 90% chance you're going to hit onto the market maker. Okay, and hence the market maker will know this thing called a retail flow. The market maker will have this information called the retail flow. Why is this retail flow important? Because when people buy and sell, yes, the market maker make money through the spread, right? But because they control more than 90% of the liquidity, right? The buy volume and sell volume, they know exactly what price majority of the retailers are buying or selling. So, for example, like Singtel, right? Let's say a lot of buyers went to buy Singtel at $2.84. All of us go and chiong to buy $2.84. right? The market maker provide the liquidity at $2.84. When a lot of people come in to buy the market maker will know that how much volume of retail orders are there buying, and we are at what price. If a lot of people are buying at a particular price, the market maker will not have the incentive to push up the price now. Instead, you have the incentive to squeeze the retailers first, and so on. And hence, with this information of the retail flow, he can do this thing called a price manipulation, right? The market maker can do this thing called price manipulation. That's why every now and then you see markets sell down and then buy up and then sell back down, right? To squeeze traders and so on. Okay. And let's take a look about demand supply manipulation. Okay, demand supply manipulation. Okay, so in normal finance 101, right? A lot of traders in normal finance 101 would think that if a lot of people are buying a particular stock price will tend to go up or down. Make sense? If there's a lot of people selling a particular stock price will tend to go down. Okay, stock price tend to go down. Make sense? Normal demand and supply situation. But I'm going to share with you a secret of the market. There's one secret of the market is this. Okay, there's majority of retailers are unaware of is that, okay, if there's a lot of people buying a particular stock prices actually comes down instead of going up, right? You'll now be wondering, what's this difference between what I learned in my university, right, or finance 101? I'll explain to you later on. When there's a lot of people selling a particular stock prices tend to go up. Okay, this is what I call demand supply manipulation. Because the stock market is not a fish market. In a fish market, if there's only one fish and everybody buy the fish, what will happen to the price of the fish? Let's say Chinese New Year, everybody buy the same fish. The price of the fish will go up, correct? In a normal demand supply situation. Okay? But the stock market is not a fish market because the stock market consists of this guy called a what? In the stock market, you have this guy called a counterparty. We call this the counterparty interest. Okay, you have this thing called the counterparty interest in the stock market. Okay, who is your market maker? When we say counterparty, right, it means that the person who buy, when you're selling, there's a person who buy from you. When you're buying, there's a person who sells to you. The market maker is like the money changer, right? When you want to buy the stock, he's selling to you. When you want to sell the stock, he's buying from you. Okay. So guys, I know that some of you are new to some of these technical terms like in trading, like counterparty interest. Okay, guys, for those of you who are beginners or new to trading terms like this, okay, rest assured the more important ones I'll cover again in Xspy. Okay, because now if it's a technical term in trading, I will still mention them, right? I'll call a spade, but I'll do my best to explain it in the layman terms for you guys. Okay, so do not worry for those of you who are new traders, right? The more important terminologies or lingos, I'll cover them again in Xspy. Okay? So let me explain to this, right? Okay, guys, you can type in the chat box and let me know a stock that you guys like. Okay, I'm going to choose one stock for illustration purpose. So you can type in the chat box and let me know that a stock that you guys like, and I'll use it for illustration to explain more about how manipulation takes place here. Okay, you can type in the chat box and let me know, guys. Okay, all right, thanks, guys. All right, thanks, Fabian. Thanks, Fabian, Marcus, Melvin, James Dio, John Lim, Nabia, Anthony, Ken, Sam Ling, Derek, Aldrin, Hong Ho, Pakesh, Carol, Nabia, and also Trader, right? There's a guy called Trader. Glenn, John, KL, Pedro, Derek, Yao Xiu Wei, right? Okay, I think I pronounced correctly. June, Joe, Andres, James. Okay, guys, I will choose the first one. Okay, let me just for Steam. I know many of you here, so I couldn't go through everything. So let me just use the first one by Fabian. Okay, so Fabian mentioned Zoom, the first one. Okay, Zoom. I believe all of us know about Zoom, right? Okay, Zoom. Okay, for illustration purpose, guys. Okay, I'll just use the first one. Okay, for Zoom. Okay, let me see what's the stock price of Zoom. Okay. Okay, guys, let's say Zoom, right? Okay, just recently Zoom has went up to around $478. Okay, Zoom. Okay, so let's say, guys, let's say yesterday, right? Let's say yesterday. Like what we are doing now, e-conferencing, right? So is that the bullish or bearish news? Right, is a bullish news. So let's say today when the market opened, right, the stock gap up to $478. Okay, the stock gap up to $478. And let's say as traders, right, the traders or retailers went in to buy into the stock because of the good news. And because they are traders, right, let's say they put a very tight stop loss, right, at maybe 468, and then they aim to let go at, let's say, 508. This is their target. Okay. This is their entry. This is the stop loss. Okay, guys. When let's say the stock kept up to 478, right, and everyone went in to buy at 478, do you think the stock price will go up? Do you think the stock price will go up all the way to $500 immediately when there is massive demand going for the stock? Do you think so? Do you think the stock price will go up? Yes and no, right? Yes and no, because the stock price may go up a bit, but I can tell you, guys, high chance if the market maker know, right? If the market maker in Zoom knows that majority of retailers are buying in at 478, high chance the market maker will go and squeeze those traders. High chance, which is what happened in, let me see, which is what happened in April, early April, right? Everybody went in, FOMO in to buy at 478, the stock price retraced back, right? Even good news, people buying in, stock price retraced back to catch and to squeeze the retailers, right? We use the word squeeze. Squeeze means going against the retailers. If the retailers are long, the market maker push it down to panic the buyers. Okay, so I can share with you, let's say 468, right? Okay, those traders who put stop loss, or even if they never put stop loss, this will be like their first threshold where they will panic, right? Because they bought at 478, now it's at 468. And let's say 40% of the traders let go of their position. Let's say if you buy at 478, now at 468, 10 people come for party, 4 left. How many people left? 6 more. So if I'm the market maker, what can I do to squeeze more people out of Zoom? Correct. I will squeeze the price down even lower, right? So that the traders will panic. So let's say I squeeze it down to 448 now. Another 40% of the traders panic, right? Because they buy at 478 and now it drops to 448. Oh shit, I thought good news, right? Have you ever encountered that, let's say, there's a good earnings, stock price gap down, or gap up, the whole day sell down? Or have you encountered that even if there is a bad news, stock price may also go up, gap up, and things like that? So it's all about this thing called counterparty interest, manipulative interest in the stock. Okay, so now 10 people come for party, 8 left. How many people left in the stock? 2 more, right? So what can the market maker, right, in Zoom do to squeeze more people out of the stock? Correct, right? He can squeeze it even further, right? I can tell you guys, if a lot of people thinks that, right, if a lot of people thinks that $400 like is the support level, high chance the market maker will squeeze below $400 so that he will clear the psychological barrier, right, and cause a psychological panic among the retailers. And this is what happened to Zoom. I think it went down to as low as about $350, right? Zoom went down to as low as $350. And those who bought in at 478 sure panic, right? Buy 478, right? As traders, you don't intend to hold long run. And now you go against you by so much. the remedial 5 to 10% of the traders will tend to let go of their position. And guess what will usually happen after this? After majority of the retailers let go of their position, right, the stock price slowly grind all the way back up and eventually hit target, which is what happened to Zoom. Right? If you go and look at Zoom chart, you understand what I mean. Okay, but what really happened behind the scene here? Let me share with you what really happened behind the scene here. Okay, at 478, guys, at 478, when majority of the retailers are buying, right, because of the good news at 478, who's selling to them? Right, correct. The market maker, who is the counterparty. So if the market maker is selling to traders who are buying at 478, means that the market maker is net short. We say that the market maker is net short interest. Okay, he's net short interest. So it's not in the market maker's interest to go up because he's net short, right? He's the counterparty and he's net short. And because he knows majority of retailers are caught at 478, he has the incentive to push the price down, not to move the price up, right? It doesn't mean that good news, he must go up. No such thing as good news means the market maker must push the price up. In the short term, the market maker can always squeeze until he's satisfied. Understand? That's why markets move up and down. Understand? Okay, so retailers who buy at 478, where would their stop loss be? If you buy a stock, your stop loss is a buy or sell order. If you buy a stock, your stop loss is a sell order. So when the market maker push the price down, right, there will be retailers who are selling their stock to cut loss or turn short. Make sense? Cut loss or turn short. So who's buying back from these people, these retailers who are cutting loss or turn short? Who's cutting? Who's buying from them? Correct. The market maker is buying back from all these people who are selling, right, at around $350 to 400 plus level, right? The market maker become net long again at the bottom, because a lot of retailers are selling back to him and he's collecting back all the lots, all the positions, until such time that he knows majority of the retailers have lost money. He knew that it's time for him to go back up once he's net long. He doesn't need to go to zero. If not, the Zoom directors, market maker, the Zoom board director is going to scold him, right? Because in the short term he can manipulate, but long term he cannot. Okay, so this was a question that a lot of people ask me, right? If you're investing, right, it's different, right? Investing, you don't care about all this fluctuation much, but it will still help you to have an advantage in your entry and also in your exit. So you have confidence to ride and to outperform other kind of investors as well. Okay? And I just use this concept to trade the markets. Right? This example of a stock, right? Called Lipomo Trust, listed in the Singapore market, SGX market. So back in 2009 and 9, right, I saw that, right, there's a lot of buyers in the stock. Right, who bought in the rates, REIT, right, thinking that especially here and here, right, a lot of buyers buying into the stock, right, thinking that the stock price will go up from here, thinking that this is the bottom. But because of the COVID-19 crisis, right, the stock price actually came down, right, to crash down. And I can see that many retailers panic sell at the 12 cents price level, And that's also when the market makers is accumulating. Very subtly is accumulating, right? Doing accumulation against the retailers. Okay? And that's when I took a position, right? And within just 4 trading days, right, I'm really out of the position. And that's precision. I call this precision trading, right? I made about 30%. After commission is about $13,700 Sing dollar in just 4 days. So I received some of the questions just now, right? Some of you asked me if the Xspy strategy can be used in investment. And I want to share with you this example that it definitely helps you guys, will help you guys a lot in investment, because it allows you to time your entry and exit properly. So those who buy these rates, they are basically aiming for how much? Those who buy the rates, they're aiming for 5%. This rate is actually paying 5% dividends, right? And so on. 5% dividend, right? I can tell you, even if you collect the dividend 5% for 10 years, 50%, right? Let's say your average price is 30 cents. When the stock price goes to 12 cents, you basically lose more than 70%. So even if you collect 50%, you lose 60%, you are still down, right? Okay, so that's the thing, right? Okay, if you for stocks, right, that you like and you didn't exit before it went down or didn't buy at the right time, right, you get constipated a long time, right? Imagine those who bought in these rates above 30 cents, right? For 10 years, they still lose money. Agree? So professional trading allows you, price action manipulation allows you to time even for investment. So I also have investment myself. Okay, I went in JE.com, stocks even stock like JE.com. I also went in like Tesla, all these, right? Illumina, all these stocks. I went in and I timed my entry precisely, and I make a lot of money from the market. Okay, I like these stocks and I make a lot of money, but I time them. Like Facebook, Apple, Google, all these, I time them. I don't just buy blindly, right? No doubt if you're an investor, if you are willing to hold 10, 20 years, you still make money. But if you want to outperform the rest of the market, you need to have some skills, okay? So some of you also asked just now in the chat, right, that whether you need to have, some of you are not financially trained. Can you learn this? You're very new. Can you learn this skill? And so I just want to share with you. One of my students, her name is called Vivian. Okay, so Vivian sent me this earlier this year, right? After the first quarter this year in April, she sent me this. Okay, so she mentioned that, by the way, Vivian is a housewife. She's not any financial analyst, banker, or what. She's just a housewife who joined Xspy and just wanted to earn an alternative income. Okay, while she's taking care of her children, to earn an alternative income. And back in March, our March gathering in Xspy, right? By the way, I hold a gathering every month, guys. For those of you going to enroll later on in Xspy, right? Take note, tomorrow we have a gathering. Okay, tomorrow we have a gathering. Tomorrow is the 16th. Okay, tomorrow is the 16th, right? 16 October. Tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Singapore time, we have a gathering. Okay, we're going to do a live webinar gathering. So upon enrollment later on, right, guys? Upon enrollment later on, right, do let my staff know that you are coming for. My team in AKLG know that you are coming for the webinar gathering. Even before class, you can come for the gathering tomorrow. Because tomorrow I'm going to I'm going to go through with my students live trading examples and possible opportunities, setups, and I'll go through them one by one, whether it's good to go, whether this is a strategy setup or not, what to take note of, and so on. And I'll go through market updates tomorrow. So it's going to be a live trading sharing session tomorrow. Okay, so very important, I do this every month. Okay, so tomorrow will be the October gathering. Okay, so just take note, you can write it down somewhere. Later when you enroll, you can let my team know later on as well. Okay, so back in March, when I conduct the March gathering, I actually share with my students that we are likely to be at the bottom, right, against the panic. So Vivian actually took action to buy like DBS, Fraser, Centerpoint, Mapletree, and you can see that all her price 17.40 cents, $1.71, 156, all bought in at very, very good price. Okay, and she has made a lot of money from this as well. Okay, so the thing is this, guys. Even if you are a beginner, right? Okay, for those of you who are new to trading, it doesn't matter. I can share with you now, right? Okay, I started off as a beginner as well. You need to, at the start, you need to have the initial interest. The initial interest, or what we call them the passion. It's like today when I open the chart, I still feel very passionate and feel very interested in trading. I never get bored of trading one. Today I open the chart, I'm still very excited to look at trading and to find out more about trading and to trade the markets to make money. Okay, it's just like for example, you wake up every morning, right? Every morning wake up, you're very happy to see your wife or your husband or boyfriend or girlfriend, right? If you stay with them, I hope you do, guys. You should have that kind of feeling, Make sense? You should have that kind of feeling for even if it's that even if you are looking at trading for the first time. Okay, because if you have the initial interest and the passion, right, I can tell you, even if there's a big obstacle in front of you, right, you'll find a way to remove it. However, if you don't have the initial interest or the passion, right? Okay, even if there's a small stone in front of you, right, you have a lot of excuses. Understand? Okay, so I believe that many of you guys are watching this webinar, you have certain interest in trading, and that's very good. Okay. And actually, Vivian joined my class in April in 2019 last year. Okay, and within 3 months, right, she already made back her course fee, regardless of the volatility in the markets during the time. Right, she has made back her course fee in just less than 3 months as just a normal housewife, right? Okay, and that's the thing, right, guys? I always tell my students this: once you make back the course fee, your first milestone should be making back the course fee. When you join Xspy, once you make back your course fee, basically the knowledge that you learn is free for you. Makes sense? You can use it to teach your children, to invest, to trade your money for many years down the road. It's not like you can only use it for next month or next year only. You can use it for a lifetime with the skills. Understand? And then once you make back your course fee, it's as good as you learn a skill for free. Okay? So that would be the first the milestone that I tell all my students. And in 3 months, Vivian, even she's a housewife, she already made back her course fee. And this is something I want to share with you guys. Okay? So this is an example of my chart when I started trading last time. So I have many momentum indicators here. And I think that some of you are also looking at such a chart. So I'm going to share with you this. For those of you who are new, right, if you don't know about some of these technical analysis terms, it's okay. Okay, because we don't use this. I just want to illustrate to you, for those of you who are looking at technical analysis chart like this, right, why I don't use it anymore. Okay, so you can consider what I'm going to share with you. Okay, so let's say today, right, I want to Donald Trump decrease tax, market rally 500 points. I will look at McDonald's and I will tell myself this: 20 cross 50 is a buy signal. Price above this dot line is called parabolic SAR. If you don't know, never mind. Only the technical analysis people who learn technical analysis will know. If you don't know, never mind, because we don't use that in Xspy, just for illustration purpose. So this is actually a buy signal. Okay. The green line, cross purple line, histogram turn green is also a buy signal. This one sloping down, don't care. This one still above 80 is a buy signal. Okay. So you have all the buy signal for you to buy. Okay, but let's say today, right? Let's say Donald Trump announced that there is going to be a trade war with China. Stock market tanked 500 points. Let's say I look at McDonald's and I look for McDonald's to buy as well. Okay, so I'll tell myself this: price at trend line channel resistance, right? Trend line resistance, which is a sell signal, and bearish engulfing pattern, which is the bearish candlestick pattern, is also a sell signal. And there's one more thing, right? Price making higher highs, MACD lower low is also a sell signal. This is what we call, for those of you who know technical analysis, it's called price MACD divergence. Okay, for those of you who don't know, never mind, just for illustration purpose. RSI sloping down is also a sell signal. Okay, so I realized one thing. When I used this last time is that whether I want to buy or sell, is I own sell tell myself one. Make sense? If I want to buy, I look at this buy signal. If I want to sell, I look at this sell signal. At all times, I can always find buy and sell signal. And whether I want to buy or sell is I own sell tell myself one. That makes my trading very subjective. And that's the reason why we are more focused on pure price action chart, because we are looking at the intention of the market makers. Whether they're doing bull trap, bear trap, fake buying, fake selling, induced buying, induced selling, accumulation, distribution, and so on. In Xspy, I will still be using this 20 and 50 SMA because I need to teach my students this thing called price action flow. But we don't use momentum indicators. We're using pure price action charts. Okay, to look at price, the way the price action move, we call it the price structure. Okay, look at accumulation or distribution of how the market maker push out the price, whether they're long or whether they're short. Okay. So just share with you this example here as well, right? This is a Malaysian stock example. So I saw that this stock actually gap up, Care Plus Group, gap up. A lot of buyers in this particular stock. A lot of buyers here as well, right? Bought in this stock because the stock price gap up and it was in the news. Okay, it was in the news, right? Some news going on. It was a very positive news. So there's a lot of buyers who want to buy when it's dropping down back, right? A lot of buyers buying here, a lot of buyers buying here. And the market maker knows, right? The market maker knows, right? And the market maker actually squeezed all those retailers with a panic selling down, right? And I knew that something is going on, right? The market makers is basically doing this thing called accumulation as well. Again, right? Accumulation, right? Inducing panic, causing the retailers to let go of their initial interest. Okay, right? So a lot of retailers actually thought that it's going to be bearish when they see this 20 cross the 50 SMA. When they see 20 cross 50 SMA, a lot of retailers thought that it's going to come down further. But yet, I'm actually the one who's buying against the retailers. Okay. And just like this, right? I made back in just 10 trading days, 2 weeks of trading, already made back 13,000 ringgit, which is about 4K plus Sing in just less than 2 weeks of trading with multiple concurrent positions. Okay. So you realize that right, I don't use any fanciful candlestick indicators, right? It's just pure price action analysis, understanding the intention of the market makers, whether they're long or short, that's it. Because this is how you gain the highest probability trade in your trading, right? So you can maximize your profits. This is also another very popular stock, right? Very popular stock called MyEG in the Bursa market. Okay, in fact, currently right now, I see that the current price is also good to go. Actually, I'm going into this stock as well again. So back in April, I saw this opportunity as well, right? The stock price actually went up. Okay, the stock price went down first. Actually, it creates a bear trap to confuse the traders. It creates a bear trap to confuse the traders that is coming down. Then it went back up, right, to induce the buyers to confuse the crowd, thinking that now it has found a bottom. Now it's going up. So I see a lot of buyers being trapped here as well. There was a gap up here, and there's a lot of buyers being trapped. Along the way down, there's a lot of buyers who bought into the stock, thinking that this is a support. However, the market maker actually squeezed the stock down further. And again, the 20 crossed the 50 SMA, right? A lot of traders thought that this retracement is for the price to continue to go down. However, I can decipher and I can tell that the real intention of the market maker is to accumulate, to go long, right? To go long, to push the stock price up later on. So in fact, I bought in around $1, and immediately after I buy in here, right, the stock price never come back, never squeezed me, okay, because I bought in together with the market maker. And in just 3 weeks of 14 trading days, I made about 9,400 Sing dollars. Okay, in ringgit is about 28,000 ringgit. Okay. I also trade this stock called OCFT, which is an IPO stock. Okay, so I see the OFT when it was listed, it went sideways, and then there was a massive news, right, and caused the stock price to rally big time. So a lot of traders bought in, retailers bought in at the top of the chart, especially here, right? You can see whenever there's 2 green bar, stock price tank. Whenever there's 2 green bar, stock price tank. This is a sign of a bull trap. A sign of bull trap initiated by the market maker to lure buyers in and trap them. Lure buyers in to trap them. Lure buyers in to trap them. The ultimate intention is to accumulate. So over here in the gray box, right, I knew that the market makers is getting ready. Okay, so I bought in here as well. And once I bought in, the stock price rallied all the way to around, I exit at $16.52, right, around here. $16.52. Okay, so after exit, the stock price tanked. So it's considered as precise as you can get idea, guys. It's as precision trading as you can get. Okay, once I let go, the stock price tanked. And during the time, I make about $5,830 US dollar. Okay, on this position alone, right? I also have JD.com I mentioned. I already exited, right? JD.com I made about, once I exit, I made about 50,000 USD on this position alone. I have many other positions as well that I make more than 50,000. Okay, so I also lose money at times, right? Sometimes like JFI, I lose about $300. The thing is that in professional trading, we always keep our losses small. Okay, and in class I will teach you in certain scenario where you can go for the multiple gains. We call it the finale, or this kind of flush. Okay, where you can go for this kind of massive move to make many times your risk, your initial risk. Understand? So I do lose money at times, but we keep it small, right? We make it calculated risk. And when we make money many times our initial risk. We call it risk management that you're going to learn in Xspy Trader as well. Okay? So how can you trade? Some of you have mentioned to me that you have a full-time role. So how can you trade? Can you be a professional trader even if you have a full-time role? Okay, the thing is this, guys, you don't have to quit your job. Okay, I know that some of you have you are in a job that you have a certain kind of fulfillment purpose, right? Like being a doctor, teacher, dentist, or banker, or things like that. A job that you have passion for and you still like your job. It doesn't mean that no job means it doesn't mean sometimes having a job is also good lah. I just what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that be a professional trader you must quit your job. If you like your job, you can continue. In fact, I have a lot more than 80% of my students are still having their own full-time job. Okay, we're still doing their own full-time job, but because they want to grow their wealth, because they make all the money from their full-time job, right? They don't want their money to just sit there idling in the bank, right? They want to make sure that they grow their wealth, right? To increase their net worth and their profits. So they do mostly swing trading, right, on the sideline where they are more free. So you can do swing trading in stocks, forex, futures, and even cryptocurrency trading. So in class, I'll go through stocks example, forex example, futures example, and cryptocurrency examples on how I do swing trading on them as well. Especially also for cryptocurrency, I make a lot of money in crypto as well when I swing trade. Okay, for those of you basically trading gives you option, give you a choice. If you don't like your job, of course, you have the option to leave and this becomes your main rice bowl. Okay, it gives you a choice. Okay, you can also choose to do short-term trading, right? For short-term trading, in Xspy, you can do stocks. Okay, but we are recommended to do more on forex and futures trading. I'll cover that. A specific lesson on how you do short-term trading in forex and futures. Okay, for short-term trading means that you are doing scalping. Usually, we are looking at the 1 hour chart and below time frame. Okay, so I'll teach both styles of trading in class, in all these asset class. Okay, so like I mentioned, right, you can also do this, do your trades, right, in cryptocurrency, right. In fact, this is a chat group that I share with Adam and many of my friends at Adam Cool Learning Technologies group, right. And during that time, right, I share with Adam and many of them that I actually made a couple of millions from cryptocurrency trading. And a lot of these trades that I've done, right, I use SPY method, the SPY strategy to enter and to exit. In fact, the SPY strategy is very potent. It's very potent in cryptocurrency as well because of the high level of manipulation that goes on inside. The more manipulated it is, the much better. Okay, but of course the market is more volatile. Okay, so if you want a market that's less volatile, right, you can choose to do stock market, right? The Singapore market, Hong Kong market, Bursa market, or the US market, which I do as well. In fact, I do mainly on the equity side, the US market as well. Okay, or you can do futures trading, forex trading. Basically, find an asset class, right, that is suitable to your style. Okay. So basically, SPY Trader is designed to help you guys out there, right? All of you out there, whether you are beginner traders or traders with experience, right? To cut your learning curve and to profit consistently when you trade in any kind of market condition, whether it's a bull market or a bear market. Okay, in fact, bear market the better. Okay, but along the way, there's going to be small bear market, which you will take advantage of to so-called increase your profits along the way. Like what happened in March and April. Okay, so I pride SPY as the only program that provides professional knowledge on how market maker manipulates, to teach people on how to trade manipulation, price action manipulation in the market from the perspective of the market maker. And my students will receive hands-on guidance and support from me. I pride myself as a former institutional trader. Okay, I pride myself as a former institutional proprietary trader. Okay, I'm not a reminder or broker. Okay, I'm not a reminder or broker. I don't get my students to sign up for some trading platform and earn a fee from this. I don't do this kind of thing. Okay? The way I teach my students is the way I will train a prop trader. I train my students to be on the same skills level as a prop trader in any trading desk. Okay, so I personally conduct the class, right? I support and guide my students every other day in the Telegram channel and also in class. Okay. And upon enrollment later on, right, guys, you will be added into upon enrollment later on, you'll be added into our Telegram group, which we have about almost 600 members inside the Telegram group. Adam is also inside the Telegram group as well. Okay. So over here, Steve is one of my students here, right? He famously mentioned that, right? Even aim to make $5 a day, right? And then it's about 10K a month. You are able to sack a boss, right? So I just want to say that, right? Even for new traders, right? Okay, aim to make on average, right? On average, $100 a day. How much is that in a month? 1 month got 20 trading days. So 1 month that will be about 2K, right? USD. Is this not bad, right? This is not bad, right, guys? I think it's not bad. Okay, just $50 to $100 a month, making $1,000 to $2,000 extra alternative income, even if you have a full-time job. Okay, of course, we don't want to stay at $100. So once you're more proficient, right, you can always go up to $100, right? $200, $300, $500, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, and so on. So trading is scalable, understand? But for a start, aim for about average $50 to $100 per day. 2K USD is not bad, okay? It's a fresh grad pay in Singapore is about 2.5 to 3K, right? In fact, nowadays I have a lot of. Nowadays, my last class is full, right? I checked the profile. I have a lot of fresh university graduate, and the feedback was that they find that now, right, because of the pandemic, they cannot find their dream job, right? They couldn't find a dream job, so why not they create a dream job? So it's a very good mindset, right? If you are not served the food, you make your own food. That should be the psychology or the attitude, right? Yes, a lot of people know that they cannot find their dream job. So they find that trading, even making $100 a day, right, they are able to make back the fresh grad pay while waiting for their dream job, which the pandemic could last for the next 1 more year, next year, when the vaccine is over, right? So within this period of time, why not take this opportunity, learn this money-making skill set. Who knows, by the time let's say the pandemic is over, you may even make more money than your dream job, right? Then it's no longer called a dream job, right? This become your dream job. Okay? Start small, start somewhere and start early. And in the community, guys, right? In the Xspy community, all my students are all knows about this, right? We are all like-minded traders. We are all in it to make money in the market. Okay, we are all helping each other to make money, to upgrade each other's skill set. So a lot of my students help each other, right? Especially my senior students who knows the concept very well, help me to reply along the way. So JQ is one of my friend in SMU. So I actually from SMU. Many of my friends in SMU join Xspy, boys and girls, or many of my friends one. Even some of my seniors also join Xspy. Okay, and my brother, my sister, my auntie, my uncle all join Xspy one. Okay, even Adam's friend also got people because of Adam's recommendation. Because Adam believe a lot in what I teach. Right, Adam believe a lot in all this manipulation about what I teach in Xspy, and he actually gave a very good feedback, and that's something that I'm grateful about as well. Okay. So like JQ here were like my senior student will help to guide the incoming new students like you guys who just comes in. Of course, I'll be like over here, I'll be the one every day I'll be monitoring the chat to make sure even if senior students reply the right answer. Basically it's a chat, right, where my students can post any live chat straight away. And I'll comment on that. So it's as good as like live sharing every other day. If you see any potential live setup based on what I teach in class, right? The strategy I teach in class, and you're not sure or what, right? Entry, exit, or the setup, you can always post the structure into the chat group And when you join, you can see a lot of what my student post on every other day, which is you can use it. You can take this all this opportunity to trade as well. Okay, so this is what we do in the Telegram to support my students, and there's a lot of examples of how we trade there as well. You can see how the all the trades, valid trades that I mentioned to my students and how I get there. Okay. So there's a lot of examples being shared in the Telegram group. Once you join, upon enrollment, you will be added into the Telegram group. So a lot of my students once mentioned that they were blind, but now they can see. Okay, they were blind by all the manipulation. Always long, then they get stopped out. But now instead of getting stopped out, they were the one who's taking advantage of the manipulation to make a lot of money in the market. So basically, Xspy gives them good insights towards thinking like, condition their psychology to think like the market makers, which is very important. Okay, I during my free time, I like to watch some of the Chinese, especially the Chinese warfare stories lah, like the Three Kingdom, right? And I read about the Art of War, right, by Sun Tzu, right? In Chinese we call it the Sun Tzu Bing Fa. And there's one saying in the Sun Tzu Art of War manual is this: to win 1,000 battle, right, you need to understand yourself and the enemy. Okay, so of course, understanding ourselves is a psychology. How we think, the words we say, right, our attitude means a lot when we trade the markets, because trading is like a reflection of our psychology as well. Okay, but understanding yourself is one thing. Knowing the market maker is also another thing, because when you trade, it's like going for a battle. You're battling the market makers' psychology and their trades, right? So you need to understand how the market maker manipulate the market so that you can gain the edge the same way as them, and to follow them, to understand them, to follow them. Okay? So also I have this student, Derek, right? He trade Forex, and he sent me this during a time, right? His performance increased from Q2, Q3 by 100%. Okay, so he actually started with a 3.5K USD account. He's an engineer by training, no experience, knowledge in trading in when he come for Xspy. In fact, Xspy was his first course he attended. He put in the leap of faith, right? Didn't want to get stuck in his engineering job, wanted to learn this alternative skill set. He turned his 3.5K in one quarter to about 7K USD. Okay, and this 7K turned into about 15.5K USD in the next quarter, and so on. And he made his first pot of gold. Okay, so he mentioned before that, right? He was he backtested a lot on the Forex pair, and he was so confident that he risked 5% per trade. Okay, so by default, my students are taught not to risk more than 2% per trade. So if you have a 10K account, right, it means that you don't risk more than $200 per trade. But Derek is so confident that he risks about 5%. Okay, so the thing is that don't go beyond 5. I told him don't go beyond 5. Okay, don't go beyond 5. If you are very confident, stick to maximum 5. Okay, I think beyond that is a bit too aggressive. But by default, students are taught not to risk more than 2%. Okay, and the thing is this, guys. I don't do back testing, but if you want to do, you can go ahead. Okay, like Derek did, and he was very confident after he did the back testing. I told my students I don't do back testing because I don't have the knowledge to do back testing. I don't have the technical knowledge. I don't even know where to do back testing. Right? But if you know how to do, you can go ahead. But I do something which is more powerful than back testing. It's called forward testing. Okay? I do this thing called forward testing. Forward testing means that even till today, right? Okay, I still risk my own money. Okay, my trading account is entirely my own money, and I do big sizes. Right? Okay, I do big sizes in my trades. I risk my own money to make even today, not back testing, but I do today's trade. My own account now I position. Okay, so I always tell my students, if the strategy doesn't work, who's the one who's going to be affected the most first? Is me, right? Because I will lose a lot of money, because all of my trades I enter using size strategy. So if I'm doing it live today, right, and if it's not working, then I'm the one who suffer the most. Actually, not my students, because my portfolio is go up to $1 million one, go up a few millions, right? Inclusive of my crypto trading portfolio and my stocks, Forex futures trading portfolio. Okay. In fact, some of my students mentioned that, right, their win rate is surprising very high, right? Okay, and they combine SPY strategy to flow trading and volatility trading strategy. And the thing is, these are guys, some of you here, you probably have experience using other strategy. Okay, and it's normal, right? But the thing is that SPY strategy is like it's like the something that unlock the secret sauce in other strategy. Okay, so a lot of my students, some of them are using some strategy that they really learned before, but once they combine with SPY, it makes it even better. And if it works for you, just go ahead, understand? But if not, you can just stick to SPY strategy. I also have Derek here, also compare his performance with the S&P 500. So you can see that, right, in green is the S&P 500 performance, right? And you can see in blue is his performance. You can see price goes up, come down, his performance goes up, come down, 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 goes up. So along the way, you can see there's minor drawdowns here and there. Agree? Because along the way, right, he could have the trades could be still be valid, but he still lose here and there, right? But the thing is, the most important thing is that in the long run, right, he's making more money than he started, and he outperformed the market. That's the most important thing, understand? That's why in SPY, my students are very grounded using the professional trader style of risk management. Okay, I'll teach my students the prop desk way of risk management using the Excel sheet, right, to control your risk, to maximize your reward. I even have Derek here who introduced his friend. Derek is actually from Johor, but he was very keen to learn trading, come for SPY. In fact, he went for many courses before, but once he come for SPY, his performance become more and more consistent and make a lot more money. Okay, and even one of the greatest compliment is I always get from my students is they introduce their friends or their family members to come. It's only when you have impacted them, right, or they learn something of great value and they want to share. None of my students, I don't tell my students to introduce anybody on. They do it out of their own accord. In fact, my upcoming class, online live class, I have about a third of my students, right, are recommended by my past senior students into the class already. Okay? So guys, this will be the last class this year. Okay, this will be the last class this year. It's going to be an online live class. Okay, it's going to be an online live class that I'm going to conduct, okay, over Zoom, right, with you guys. It's going to be on the 28th, 29th November, 5th and 6th December. So over 2 weekends, 1 to 6 p.m., 1 to 6 p.m., 1 to 6 p.m., 1 to 6 p.m. 4 weekend days, right, you're going to spend with me. This is going to be my last class this year because of the COVID-19, a lot of restrictions to hold the physical class this year. Okay, so we are very likely to resume the physical class next year. Okay, so once you attend this online live class, right, in November, right, on these 4 days, you can still come for the live physical SPY class in next year. Okay, so I'll be conducting the live physical class next year, and you guys can come for free again next year for the live class if you need to. For now, right, I will be conducting the online live class. Okay, so take note of the dates, guys. Mark it down in the calendar. 28th, 29th November, 5th, 6th December will be the last class this year, which is the online live class that I'm going to be conducting for all of you. Okay, I actually wanted to wait until next year to conduct the physical class because of we have a lot of restriction and so on. But given Adam's advice, right, he told me that there are still a lot of students. I have some backlog of students who want to attend the class, and I think it's wise for me to do this online live class because you will still get to learn the curriculum from me and also come for the physical class again if you need to, right, next year for free as well. Okay, so take note of these days, guys. Okay, I strongly encourage you guys to join this online live class. So I'm going to go through the curriculum. I know some of you are asking me about the enrollment process already. Okay, I know some of you are asking, and you have some questions about trading. Okay, guys, I'll go through the Q&A later on. Right? I know there's some of your questions here, and some of you are asking about the enrollment process. So because I have a promotional discount for all of you, right, later on for the first 10 of you who enroll, so I want to be fair and open it up at the same time. Okay, so just let me go through the curriculum first, and I'll open up for enrollment. I know many of you are ready to enroll already. Okay, but let me just go through quickly the curriculum first. Okay. So before the online live class, right? Okay, you will have access to the video tutorials. Okay, and under the video tutorials, lesson 1, right? You are going to go through the broker selection. What platform to open, right? How do you fund the account? And basically essential charting guide and Thinkorswim software setup and familiarization. By default, we are using Thinkorswim in Xspy. Right? In Xspy, we are using Thinkorswim platform. Upon enrollment later on, my team in AKLDG, Eunice, Gabriel, AC will send you the installer guide for the Thinkorswim setup. Okay? So you're going to watch this video on how to configure a platform, right? Configure a platform, right? And to get yourself ready to open the account. Okay? Before you attend the online live class. So I will go through the curriculum. The first day of the online live class, right? We'll go through price action manipulation introduction. Okay, basically let you understand the lingos and the terminology that we use in Xspy, right? The basic and who are the market makers and so on. So it's very important that if you are a beginner to attend the class, okay, it gives you the background that you need, right, when you start trading. Okay, the trade mechanics, market flow, and price trends. So basically here you're going to learn what is margin, maintenance margin, how to identify bullish and bearish flow, how to look at uptrend, downtrend in price action here as well. Okay. And lesson 4 is a very important lesson. In fact, a very powerful lesson, right? I think I'm the only one in this world that teach this. Okay. Basically to teach you how to identify key stop hunting levels by market makers. Basically where retailers put their stop loss. Where are the levels where retailers put their stop loss? This is not your typical support and resistance. Okay, these are very important levels where retailers put their stop loss, and that's where market makers or big boys will chase for stop loss, which is very important because this is where manipulation occurs. Okay, and I'll go through this thing called demand supply manipulation for double top and double bottom levels. Okay, and then we're going to the price action execution signal. Okay, the 3 standard bar formation. So the 3 main standard bars, right, price action bars that we use in Xspy when we have a strategy structure for execution purposes. Okay, and then we're going to learn this first very, very high probability strategy called the 4 strike bars price action formation strategy. Basically, this strategy take advantage of this thing called bull trap and bear trap in price action for continuation and reversal trading. It's a very powerful strategy, very high win rate, high probability strategy, right, that I use personally, and my students use it as well, right, to trade the markets. Okay, this is the first main strategy that you're going to learn. Okay, and then lesson 7, you're going to learn this thing called what's a wave and flush in price action. Okay, how do we identify waves and flush, majority flush in price action? And then we're going to go through some basic of Forex market, what are the convention of Forex market, active hours to trade Forex market, things like leverage and so on. Okay, so for those of you who are interested to do Forex trading, this is a lesson for you as well. So lesson 2, right, we're going to, day 2 of the online live, I'll go through first on the futures and commodities market. For those of you keen to trade NASDAQ, Dow Jones, S&P, gold, silver, oil, natural gas, and so on, you're going to learn over here the mechanics of futures trading. Okay, for index, Forex, and commodities futures, managing futures expiration risk, and how to do rolling of contracts. Okay, and then we'll go into sweet spot entries and exit. Basically, how do you enter and exit your trades? The conservative way and the aggressive way. Right, so you have a setup. How do you enter them the conservative way and aggressive way? And then lesson 11, I'll go through, right, the last 100 years, right? All the boom and bust cycle, how does the market maker crash the stock market and how does it recover? And back in April, why does the market crash and how does it recover? How does the market crash in 2018, 2008 financial crisis? How does the Bitcoin market, the crypto market, why does it crash in 2018 and so on? And how does it recover? I'll go through we call this the rotation model. This is the rotation model. You're going to use it for the next crisis as well. Okay, to take advantage of the next crisis as well. And also we're going to learn, right, these very important lessons, right, on screening. How do I find all these amazing opportunities, right, in the market? We do this thing called screening for setups. All my students will know how to do this screening for setups, right, to find opportunities every other day in the market. And you're going to learn them as well. So this is the day 2 and day 1, day 2 of the online class course manual. on the day 3 of the online class, right, I'll be going through the 8 main SPY strategy. UC1, DC1, UC2, DC2 for continuation manipulation trading, and also UR1, DR1, UR2, DR1 for manipulation in reversal trading, and decoding the ultimate reversal in price trends. How does price action recovers at the bottom, price trends crash at the top. So this is the 8 main strategy on top of just now the 4 strike. So plus the 4 strike, we have 10 strategies, okay? But this is the 8 main accumulation and distribution strategy, price action strategy that we learned in SPY. Okay, we call this the 8 main SPY strategies. Okay, you're going to learn the 8 main SPY strategies over here, one by one with examples. And in class, I'm going to share with you live trading examples. Okay, in live, I'm going to share with you live trading examples. Some of the positions that I'm taking right now. I'm going to show you exactly how I trade using all these examples here as well. How I use all these strategies. The current position I'm taking right now, live examples with all these strategies. Okay? And then I'll go through short-term trading for Forex and futures. Okay, short-term trading. How do you scalp or do intraday trading on Forex and futures here as well, using the same price action manipulation strategy. So this is the day 3 course manual. On day 4, I will go through, right, risk and money management. How does professional trader control their risk and do this thing called position sizing techniques? Okay, and of course, how do you place orders and how to do this thing called the advanced orders, like OCO order, which you're going to learn in class as well. Right, and I'll go through risk control for Forex market, risk control for futures and commodities market here as well, right, in this risk management lesson. And then all my students will do this thing called the unique trading plan. We call this the money management lesson. Basically, you will know exactly how much you are going to make per day, per week, per month, per quarter when you do your trading plan. It's like your expected goalpost of how much you're going to make when you start your trading journey. And then I will go through the mental models of professional traders. What are the kind of psychology that we have, my experience as professional traders on how to handle wins and loss and so on. How we approach trading every day as well. Okay, it will change the way you think. It will definitely change the way you think as retailers one. Okay, and you think more like a professional trader. So this is the day 4 course manual. Okay, so let's move on to the support system, guys. In fact, this is a very useful support system, right? I created this SPY online video tutorials for all my students. So upon enrollment, guys, you have unlimited access to the online video tutorials. There's about more than 22 lessons, almost 20 hours of valuable content, and you can watch and relearn until you become profitable. This is especially good for beginners. If you are a beginner, that's even better because, right, all the curriculum that I cover in class is also uploaded here. Okay, that I cover in the live class is also uploaded here. But I can see that entry and exit tactics are all categorized nicely for you. Like the 8 main SPY strategy is also categorized here one by one for you, right? You can slowly watch and relearn. The screening of the thing on stream, the price action short-term trading lesson, all done, and many more, okay? All the curriculum in SPY is already uploaded here for you. Right? You can take your time, you can rewind, you can fast forward, you can pause, and study at your own pace before and after class. So before you even come for the online live class in late November, you guys will have access. Upon enrollment, you have access to the video tutorials. So you can actually learn straight away and start trading before you even come for the online live class. Okay, of course, the online live class is more interactive. I'll be covering a lot more questions and answers that you have as I go through the lessons as well. Okay, so this is a very, very useful support system that I created personally for my students to make sure that all my students understand what I teach and they can execute and you can immediately open the account and start trading and be profitable. Okay? And then all my students will have direct access to me. You can email me, Telegram, message me, or find me during the gathering. Okay? If you have any questions regarding trading, you can always let me know. And upon enrollment, you will have access to the online the forum. Okay, the forum for further sharing of trade ideas, skills training, or market analysis. Okay, and also, right, you guys, upon enrollment, you guys will be added into the exclusive Telegram group for real-time dissemination of any information, sharing or trade ideas, like you will see any live trading examples, possible setups, opportunities, and post there, and I'll comment whether you're good to go or not. Okay, so a lot of my students are using this, especially day to day, because it's more real time, and I monitor them every day. Okay, it's an exclusive group only for my students, or only for Xspy students. Right, and you guys upon enrollment will be given, right, this unique trading plan, risk and money management spreadsheet to do your trading plan. Okay. And for a nominal fee of $100 payable to AKLTG, right, you can re-attend the physical live class as many times as you want. Okay, take note, guys. For those of you who are coming for all of you, okay, basically who are coming for the online live class in November, when you come for the physical class next year, you don't have to pay the $100. Okay, because this is your first time you're going to attend the physical class next year. So this is only for re-enrollment into the physical class. Okay, so do not worry, you come for the online live class November. Next year, when you come for the physical class, you don't have to pay the $100, okay, to AKLTG. So I'm very honored to say that all my classes that I conducted all these years are all full. Every batch I conduct are all full, right? My upcoming class is already about half full as well. Okay, it's about more than 50% full as well for my upcoming online live class. Okay. Okay, so later on, guys, okay, take note, later when I open up for enrollment, right, just let you know this is the enrollment bonus that we have for this webinar. Okay, this is going to be the last time, I think the last few times I'm going to conduct this webinar for this last class this year. Okay, so take advantage of this enrollment bonus that's being offered to you guys tonight. It is applicable for all of you who attend this webinar tonight. Okay, so for the first 10 of you, later on when you enroll, okay, you can prepare your credit card later when I open it for enrollment, so it'll be fair for everybody. Okay. Okay, you have unlimited access to the monthly gathering for the first 10 of you who enroll later on. Okay. It's worth $550 per year. The subscription is worth $550 per year. Okay, for the first 10 of you who enroll later on, it's going to be free. Okay, it's going to be free for you. So basically, this gathering is done every month. The next one I say is tomorrow, which is the 16th, right? 16th of October, tomorrow. For those of you who enrolled tonight, tomorrow evening, I'm conducting for all my students, right, the monthly gathering for October. So you can, upon enrollment tonight, you can come for the gathering tomorrow. You can start to learn straight away already, and you have access to the video tutorials. It's where I share insights, analysis, market updates, right, and any sharing of revision of any trading skills as well. Basically, every monthly gathering, I'll go through what's my view of the stock market, right? What's my view of the S&P 500, NASDAQ, Dow Jones, even the cryptocurrency market, the SGX, Singapore market, Hong Kong market, Malaysian market, and things like that. Right? What's the overall market direction? Okay, whether the market is crashing or is going to continue to go up. This is what I do for all my students every month, so they have a so-called the bias or view. Okay. And of course, for students, mainly, right, to share and discuss any potential trades. It's like I mentioned, it's a live sharing session. My students post any current possible setups. Then I'll comment whether they are valid or not to be taken. For learning purposes as well, whether they are identifying correctly and things like that. In fact, all this gathering session is where many of my students look forward to, and they get a lot of tips from me from the gathering session. Okay. So guys, right, the online live class will come with the prep class videos, right? The preparatory class video, right? Basically to set up your Think or Swim platform, and will come with a 4 intensive days training, which is on the 28th, 29th November, 5th and 6th December online live class. Okay, and you will have the access to the support system that we have in Xspy, right? The online video tutorials, which is very important and useful. Direct email support, risk management spreadsheet, form access, and exclusive Telegram access upon enrollment. So guys, it's a very comprehensive support system, right? Designed to give you, my students, the best chance to succeed in the business of trading. Okay? Designed to give you the best chance to succeed in the business of trading. Okay, guys, the usual price, right, for enrollment into Xspy, right, is at $4,588. Usual price at $4,588. Okay, I can share with you the Xspy is priced the same as a semester school fees in the university. Okay, in fact, it's lower than the semester school fees in the university. I was from SMU last time, and one semester last time in the university, my dad paid about $5,000 for my school fees. 1 year got 2 semester. I was there in SMU for 4 years for my degree in business IT, which I never used. So for 4 years, my dad paid $40,000 for my school fees. Out of these 4 years, after 4 years and $40,000 of school fees, what did I get at the end of the day? I can share with you, right? 99% of the so-called the knowledge I never use. Probably 1 or 2%. The best part I get out of these 4 years and 40,000 of school fees, right, is the friendship and the connection that I get during my time in the university. Not so much on the knowledge or the content, the knowledge. The content and knowledge that I gained the most, right, that helped me in my career is trading skills, knowledge. Trading skills, investment skills, knowledge that helps me in my life today. Okay, and for now, in this webinar, right, for less than just $5,000, right, a semester school fees, you're going to learn a money-making skill set, which I can tell you, right, is much better than a degree or a master's, or people pay for CFA. I also taken CFA before. Okay, this is a money-making skill set that you that not just you learn the skills, right, you can also make money, right? You can also make money, and you have access to a support system forever. Okay, you have access to a support system. Okay, and for those of you who enroll later on tonight, right, for those of you who attend this webinar, right, you can save additional $500 at 4088. It's a very good deal, guys. Okay, so you can make the one-time payment of $988 to lock in the 4088 enrollment fee. Right, it's a special discounted price by AKLPG. Okay, and you can start learning now and have access to 6 out of 22 online videos. Okay, and you can make your payment later on through Visa or MasterCard. Okay, and before you come for the online live class in November, before you come for the online live class, right? Okay, you can make the balance payment, right? Contact my staff to make the balance payment of 3100, and then you will have full access to the remainder of the 22 online videos, and also the online gathering videos as well. So I forgot to mention this. In addition to all the support system, you will also have access to all the recorded online gathering videos, right? Especially earlier this year, were conducted to teach my students how to trade the crisis, what's the mindset to trade the crisis, examples of trade setups that we took, right, that we shared during the gathering. So you can rewatch all the gathering videos as well. We all recorded them. Okay, you have a full access as well. You have a lot of things to learn in Xspy that will change the way you look at the market. And you have access to the support system, forum, Telegram access, right, and the money gathering as well. For the first 10 of you who enroll, guys. Okay. Well, I'm surprised, guys. As I'm speaking about, I have about 5 of you already enrolled already. Okay, so I'm only left with 5. Only left with 5 seats for the free and the money gathering enrollment. Some of you very fast. I'm speaking, you already start to complete the enrollment process. Okay. Okay, so you have full access to the online live training session. So you can make the interest-free installment plan up to 36 months by you can select 12 months, 24 months, 36 months. Okay, you can contact my staff at AKLTG. They will advise you accordingly. From DBS, Citibank, UOB, OCBC. Okay. Okay, I know some of you are asking whether you can just make a one-time payment and then you have full access to all the videos because you are ready to come for class and you don't need to make a deposit. Okay. So we do have an option here. Okay, and it will help you to save money here as well. Okay. So for those of you who are keen to make this one-time payment of, right, want to enroll tonight, right, to have full access to the online videos, right, you can make a one-time payment of 3588. Okay, 3588 to save additional $500. It's a very good deal, guys. Okay, it's a very good deal. Okay, you have full access to all the online video tutorials, all the online gathering videos, right, the support system, forum, Telegram discussion, right, and for the first 10 of you, right, the monthly gathering as well. and you can come for the online live session, and next year the physical live session as well. Okay, so I can share with you guys, 358 is a very good deal. It's the lowest price. We pride the program at the lowest price at 3588. It's the lowest price, and it's only because we are in the COVID-19 lockdown now. That's why we are offering this special deal to all of you here. Okay. After the COVID-19 and after this webinar, I guarantee you we'll revert back to the usual price of 7588. Okay, I will guarantee you after the COVID-19 period, right? In fact, this is I think the last few webinar that I'm going to do for this year, because our upcoming class in late November, once it's full, I will stop doing the webinar already. And this is a special price that we are offering, right, for those of you who are keen to enroll to Xspy first this year, right, at 3588. Okay, after the webinar, and after the COVID-19, we'll revert back to the 4588 that all my other students enroll in. Okay, so 358 is actually a very, very good deal. Right, I strongly encourage all of you to take advantage of this deal. So guys, if you see a blue button, right, on the right side of a screen, if I'm not wrong, it's the bottom right side of the screen, right? You will see a blue, scroll down, right? You can see a blue drop down button, right? You can click on the blue button and it will lead you to the enrollment page and click on it, right? So that you can find out more information about the enrollment details. Okay, so if you see the top, you should be able to see right now, right, on the bottom right-hand corner, the blue button. Click on it, it will show you more details on the enrollment process and the enrollment details. Okay, and so you can continue with the enrollment and go ahead over there to complete your enrollment process over there as well. Okay. So let me move on, right? Okay, over here. Okay, this is Davian, one of my students. He mentioned that he already made back almost his course fee, right? Actually, in April, I'm supposed to conduct a class for my students, but because of the lockdown, we had to postpone the class. And because my students still have access to the video tutorials, so like Davian, he's managed to, just watching the video tutorials, he already made back almost his course fee, right? He already made back more than $3,000, right? In just watching the video tutorials, which is, like I said, the video tutorials itself is enough actually, right, to get you started to open accounts, to start taking action in trading. Okay, even before you come for class, you can watch the video tutorials upon enrollment. Okay. And I want to share with you this email from one of my students. His name is called Steven. So Steven mentioned that, right, he has given his course paper earlier on. This is a personal thank you note to show his appreciation for my efforts and commitment. He thanked me for the course, and after 2.5 days of training, he found the missing link, the whys and hows towards achieving greater success in trading journey at work and at a personal level. So he mentioned that I'm not a newbie to trading since I work as a VP Private Client Investment Counselor. I take it as a fund manager. I manage approximately 800 million of AUM. All a proven strategy will surely benefit me when I trade for my clients in all assets, including equities, forex, options, and funds. Okay, so paying my own money to attend your course, so also from my wife. So this is his wife, to learn the proper way of trading from the beginning. Okay, will be the game changer to his day-to-day client advisory, and will surely open up a new world for me, because now my colleagues are confident enough to trade short-term in my bank. For the new business revenue coming soon and hopefully big bonus, I can get in advance. So he never claimed from the bank. In fact, he enrolled himself for the program, and even his wife, because he wants his wife to learn the proper way of trading from the beginning. And I'm very honored to receive this from Steven, right? Because he's someone who the fund manager who is very veteran in the market and manages a very large AUM. So it's really my honor to receive this email thank you note from him. And over here he mentioned that for the record, just this week alone, right? So he sent me this email on the same week where he graduated from Xspy, really made back more than 40% of cost fee. In fact, many times the cost fee now already. Not bad for 3 days of trading. And the best part, I only did 2 round trades per day. Of course, with multiple entries to upsize trade for different currency pairings with different setup. The satisfaction and enlightenment is where giving me a GPS to source and exit trades with greater accuracy and productivity and lesser trades. And the thing is, like I mentioned, Steven is a veteran in the fund management business, right? And also a trader. And he knows about all this manipulation that happens in the market. It's just that in Xspy, we make it systematic, or you can say it's plug and play. Make it plug and play easy for even beginner to learn the skill set. Even if you have no idea of manipulation, you can also still apply it. No experience in trading, you can still apply it, right? All the setups, plug and play setups with great accuracy and productivity. Okay? And you'll be trading at the same level as professionals. This is another email note from Heng Chuan. In fact, he mentioned to me that, sent me this email and he told me that your experience opened up my mind to option trading clear on my top. So in one of Xspy gathering, I'll be conducting a basic option class for my students in one of Xspy monthly gathering as well. Okay. So he mentioned that your only guru that brings me so close towards the institutional level. I had made the biggest profit ever seen, of course, no matter on crypto or option. My account is now 1.6 times higher as I go full force on buy puts recently. So Heng Chuan actually is one of my younger students, right? During that time, he actually attended many other trading classes before. After coming for Xspy, right, he managed to make his first pot of gold. In fact, he made more than 2 times his account size, and he made his first pot of gold, and he's doing very well at the moment right now as well. And it's my compliment. It's really a compliment that he mentioned that I help him to trade at the same level as professional traders at the institution. Okay. All right, guys, just a recap over here. Okay, for those of you who want to make a first payment of $988, right, you can make a first payment here, right, to lock in the price at 4088. You have access to 6 out of the 22 videos, and make the balance payment right before the live class at 300. Make the balance payment of 3100 before the live class, and then you have full access to the 22 online video tutorials, and also all the online gathering videos as well. Okay, and also once you make the balance payment, you have full access to the support system, the forum access, Telegram discussion, monthly gathering for the first 10 of you. So we are left with about 3 more. On my screen here, we are left about 3 more seats for the first 10 enrollment. So you can go ahead to click on the blue enrollment button to start your enrollment process. Okay. If you need the installment plan, when you make your balance payment, you can make it over. Contact my staff on this as well. Okay. And for those of you who are keen to do the one-time payment, right? You are ready to learn. You are anyway coming for the Xspy class, and you are ready to complete your enrollment process. This is even a much better deal, right? You actually save $500. Okay, you can enroll at 3588. Like I mentioned, this is the lowest price my student enrolled for Xspy. We won't go below that. Okay. After this webinar, we'll revert back to the usual price at 4588. So this is a very good deal, guys. Okay, take advantage of this special deal that we're offering right now for everybody here. Then you have full access to the 22 online videos, all the online gathering videos, support system, forum access, Telegram access. Again, for the first time of you, we still have about 3 more seats left, right? For the free monthly gathering as well. So tomorrow, 16 October, tomorrow Friday, 7:30 p.m. will be my live gathering session with my students for October gathering. Okay? So go ahead, guys. You want to see the blue button, drop-down button, click on it. All right, it will lead you to the enrollment page, and it will give you more information about the enrollment. Okay, and then you can complete your enrollment process and then come back to this webinar. Okay, because I'm going to go through the stock opportunities. Remember the 3 stock opportunities that I mentioned, and also I'll go into Q&A session as well. Okay. Okay, the first is this Boeing, right, that I mentioned. I think if you see one of my some of my seminar invite videos, I mentioned about Boeing during a time when it was around $140, right, to $150, and it has since moved up about 76%. Okay, it has since moved up about 76%. Okay, so if you have, in fact, easily, if you have bought in somewhere around 140, 150, you will have made back about 50%. So if you have put in 10K, you have made back 5K already. If you have put in 5K, you have made back about 2.5K, thereabout. Of course, right now, right, the market has come back to give us another opportunity to consider entry. So currently, right now, right, okay, the way I look at the chart, if you are able to get in around 150 to 160, right, on sign of, if you see this thing called a false bottom or a DR1 setup, this will be a good opportunity for you to trade this stock back up again. Okay. By the way, guys, disclaimer, guys, I don't have time to go through all the strategy here, like things like false bottom, DR1, and so on. So you do have to come. I strongly encourage you guys to come for SPY to learn the strategy structures and in details, and especially risk management. How much to go in, where to exit. Okay, you must do your proper risk management. Understand? Even as I share this opportunity. All right. So I share this with my community of students. Right, even in the Telegram, as you can see, right, this is Boeing on DR1, as you can see, right, my students have easily made back a few $1,000 from this sharing as well in the Telegram. Okay. So a much local example like DBS Bank, right? We have a much local example. So DBS Bank here, right, you can see, right, over in 2017, right, stock price went up, right? A lot of buyers in the stock price went up. Okay, stock price went up. Somewhere here, there's this thing called a bull trap. Okay, I saw buyers being trapped here. Here as well, there's also a bull trap. A lot of traders thought that DBS was going to go up, to rally up towards $30 level. However, because of the pandemic, right, it actually crashed. Okay, so over here, between $17 to $19, right, I can see that the market makers or the big boys are actually accumulating as well. Okay. And the thing is this, guys, if you can buy in anywhere between $20 to $21, it's still a good price. Because I do expect DBS to continue to grind back all the way back up. Okay, so this is a stock that I'm watching right now for entry. Okay. So another one, which is a more speculative stock, we call it the Momo, right? It's a more speculative, okay? A more speculative stock. In fact, it actually went down trend, right? A lot of people actually get caught, but I do see that there are some signs of accumulation going on. Right? But again, this is a more speculative growth stock. Okay, so if you can buy in a small position first, you can start accumulating a bit around the $14 to $15 first. Okay, and it's one of the stock that I also have positions in as well. Okay, so I've shared a few of these examples again, guys. Okay, disclaimer, please make sure you do proper risk management. And of course, it will be much advantageous if you go through the strategy structures to understand how we enter and exit. This will help you to take advantage of such opportunity better. Okay. So let me move on to cover some of the Q&A session that you guys may have. Okay, so I know that some of you have some questions here. Okay, Nabia asks, right? Nabia asks, can we follow the market maker movement? We can't be like them. Can we trade like them? Yes, Nabia. So Nabia, okay. So Nabia, you're right that we cannot fight the market maker, okay, because they have the deepest pocket. They have the biggest financial strength in the pocket because they market make the particular product that we are trading. But however, we can follow them. We follow them by looking at the strategies that we have. And all our strategy consists of these things like bull trap, bear trap, formation, right? Panic buying, panic selling. These are kind of the price action scenario that we look for, right? Which is a consistent pattern of how the market maker manipulate the retailers. And we follow the market makers. We don't fight them, but we follow them. Okay, so I hope that answered your question. Jonah asked, can your strategy use for CFD trading? Yes, Jonah, yes, you can use that for CFD trading. Okay, so especially for smaller accounts where for stocks trading, you can use that for CFD trading. Okay. June, how do you decipher in the moment? How do you need to combine with a key indicator? Okay, so I guess June, your question is mainly on how do we identify the setup. So the thing is this: we are not using momentum indicators. We are really looking at pure price chart action, pure price action. How the market move up and down. As I mentioned, when the market is moving up and down, right, the pace of the movement will tell us whether the market maker is doing a bull trap, bear trap, panic buying, panic selling, fake buying, fake selling, and things like that. So these are some of the signs that we built into the strategy structures already. Okay, to help us sort of decipher at the moment. It's all logical step by step. So in Xspy, you're going to learn this. You will first use the 8 main strategy, the 8 main Xspy strategies to identify whether the market is in accumulation mode or distribution mode. And then you will use this thing called execution signal, which you will learn. And then you're going to apply the risk and money management. Risk and money management. So this is like the top process when we enter the trades. Okay? So I'll go through this more in details as well in class. Raphael asked how much money needed to trade to start in Forex. Raphael BNS asked how much do you need to start for Forex? Okay, for Forex market, actually you can start with any amount. But I think the more optimal amount is about 3.5K to 5K lah, USD. I think that would be a good account size to start off with. Okay, for Forex or even for stocks or even for stocks. Okay, or even CFD. Jason asked, is it alright to use MetaTrader platform for this course? Jason, I believe MT4 traders, MT4 trader is mainly for Forex. So if you are someone who is looking to trade Forex and some commodities pairs, right, you can use your MT4 MetaDay trader, MetaTrader platform. Okay, but if you are looking at stocks, I don't think the MetaTrader will have stocks access. Okay, but just take note that in class, I don't have MT4 platform. So I personally use in class to using Think or Sim charts to show my students all the trade examples. Okay, on the go. When I go through class and the examples, I will go through using Think or Swim or Trading View. Okay. Francesco, yes, Francesco asked, does your strategy teach how to exit a trade? Yes. In our lesson on sweet spot, entry and exit, I'll teach you guys how do you exit a stock and scenarios where you go for multiple gains. So there are some examples, right, where you don't need to exit at 1:2, right? You don't need to exit at 1:2 target. You may go for that big swing, like multiple gains on like those finale flush up and things like that. Scenarios where I'll share with you all these scenarios in class. Okay, where my students can actually go for those big gains. Okay. Okay, guys, we are left with about 2 more seats, right? 2 more seats for the first 10 enrollment into the money gathering for free. Okay, again, guys, tomorrow night evening is at 7:30 is our live online gathering. So those of you enroll, okay, I know that some about 8 of you already enrolled, right? I'll see you guys in the next tomorrow as well, and also in late November. And next year when you come for the physical gathering. Okay, Shemaine asked, does the course cover teachings in stocks, Forex, options, trading? Not so much for options. In one of Xspy gathering, I will cover basic options. So the more advanced trading strategy, we won't be covering that in Xspy because that's not our main strategy concept. But the basic one that I use, I'll teach my students in one of the Xspy gathering. Okay, it won't be in the main curriculum, but you'll be in one of the money gathering. Okay, but mainly we'll be covering stocks, Forex, and futures in class. Scalping, short-term trading, and swing trading. Okay, guys. Okay, Jane asked, right, I trade the Hong Kong market. Does the strategy apply to Hong Kong market stocks as well? Okay, I do have some position in the Hong Kong market from time to time as well. Okay, so you can use that in the Hong Kong market, the KL market, Singapore market. But take note, some markets like KL, Singapore, right? You can only long lah. Okay, you only do the long side because you cannot short and hold overnight. So we still use the thing is we still use the same strategy for different markets. It's just that due to certain restriction on certain markets, we may be more focused on long side or short side. Okay. Hope that answered your question. Okay, guys, I will conclude the webinar over here, right? Okay, so for those of you who are still going to complete who are still on the way to complete our enrollment process, complete enrollment, right? If you have still any questions on the enrollment process, you can stay behind in the chat box, and my team at AKLDG, Eunice, Gabriel, AC will be assisting you if you have any question on the enrollment. Okay, you can stay in the chat box as I conclude the webinar. They will help you with any enrollment questions. Okay, so we have 2 more seats for the enrollment. Okay, before we close the for the 10 free enrollment. Okay, quota. So we have 2 more seats for the free monthly gathering enrollment. So take advantage of this. It's a very good deal, guys. Okay, this is one of my last time I'm conducting this webinar. Okay, so let me conclude by sharing with you guys this quote from Dr. Van K. Tarp, who is a peak performance trading coach that's featured in the Market Wizards. Who basically he trains traders in the US on psychology of trading. So in one of his books, he mentioned that a peak performance trader is totally committed to being the best and doing whatever it takes to be the best. He feels totally responsible for whatever happens and thus can learn from mistakes. These people typically have a working business plan for trading because they treat trading as a business. And for us, to me, right, and to all my students and in this trading world, right, or to all of us professional traders in this trading world, we take pride in trading. Trading is not a skill set that is. Trading is a skill set that is just like a profession, like doctor, dentist. You need to have certain training and skill set. Just like a doctor or dentist went through certain specialized training, a trader needs to be proficient in order to make money, because this is not, even though it's not life and death, but it's money that's involved on the line. So you need to know how to manage your risk management, money management well, trade with a sound strategy, be guided properly in trading. And with the right psychological mindset, right, like being committed is very important. And of course, doing whatever it takes and always be there to upgrade yourself. Then that is what is the hallmark of a professional trader who is profitable. Okay? So again, guys, if you have any more questions regarding the enrollment process, you can stay behind the chat box. My team in AKLDG, Eunice, Gabriel, AC will be assisting you on how to complete the enrollment process. Okay? So I wish everyone good health, stay safe, and stay positive during this period. Make full use of the time during this period. Okay? Take this as a silver lining. We hardly have a pandemic, right? So it's a good thing, right? I believe some of you work from home, you are less, you do see some light, like you have more time at home and things like that. Take it positively. And of course, learn a new skill set during this period of time and come out stronger. Look forward, come out stronger from this COVID-19. Okay? So with that, guys, I hope all of you who are with me in the last 2 hours, you learned something useful. And for those of you who give me your support and join me in the class in November, I thank you for your support, and I'll see you guys in class. Okay? So I'll see you guys. Okay.